this one and murder that one. Talking all that bullshit. I'ma put it to you like this, yo.
This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me, I bet you wish you was me, I know it, I know.
What is poppin', everybody? And welcome back to another special episode of the Only Friends podcast. Well, you know, it's me and my only friends, which includes, but is not limited to, Tortu! Yo, bro, where's the... How are you not... You gotta... There we go, thank you.
He had one.
I got one.
God.
Yeah. Where's yours? It broke, huh?
It was a casualty at war, remember?
We have to go back to the Bahamas and get one.
It's
get another
true.
one. Yeah.
It's pretty upsetting.
Not this winter, but
No,
you know.
next one.
Yeah.
Maybe next one.
Yeah, maybe.
Depends on the scheduling.
What's happening?
Hey, shit, just chilling. What's poppin' with you?
Nothing. Counting down the hours to BravoCon.
Oh, no.
Yeah. About 21 hours away now.
You only saw the look on Melissa's face when you
Is that
said
today?
BravoCon.
BravoCon's this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I won't be here tomorrow. But I might call in, report from the
Live
from the
from the
con.
streets.
Live from the con.
Live from the
Maybe a members only stream.
Now we're talking.
of just
Yeah.
the turtle.
Me and a bunch of housewives hanging out. I'm gonna try to see if they want to play some poker.
Do you think it would be possible to revoke my membership prior to tomorrow if that's the case?
You don't know what you're missing, Burke.
I don't want that notification coming in.
don't
He
know what
actually
you're
doesn't
missing.
know what he's missing because
Yeah.
you know what he'd be doing if he was there?
He'd be going to
Hitting on all
BravoCon.
She's
the
hot.
Yeah.
She's
yep.
hot.
Yep.
It's like every time I have reality shows on,
Where's your guns at?
she's hot.
They're all fake hot.
Yeah, but you love that.
No, I don't. It's just you watch TV that there's no other reason to tune
Oh,
in
no.
for other than
Survey says otherwise.
A lot of the housewives are because they're like they're full of plastic surgery and just like.
but like the real
but, like-
estate ones are pretty
Yeah,
hot.
all like the non-housewife shows like Vanderpump Rules and Summer House. They're
Housewives
all
are just
smoking.
older, so they've
they're just
had
older.
some work done.
No, yeah, it's fine. I'm not knocking it. You do you, girl. Get after it. It's fine.
I feel weird that I don't have headphones on. I can't hear how loud I am.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We just like kind of yelled in each other's ears when we said you're good.
You're good.
I don't know why your headphones weren't working. It's very bothersome to me.
It is bothersome to me as well.
What?
Don't,
Wait.
don't give me that look.
It's not your fault. I'm just agreeing. Am I loud?
Oh, it was fine until Landon laughed so hard.
No, it was
then it
good.
became dubious.
He's like, I feel like he's extra hype this morning.
It's
Yeah.
bothersome
You feel
to
that
me as
way
well.
too?
Yeah. Well, we know why.
Oh,
I mean,
he's got a little extra
well, actually,
Little
pep in his
pep
step.
something in his
Step.
step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
thing.
what that was like.
I thought you
Oh,
guys meant
snap.
garments.
It's a beautiful day.
Garments? Yeah, he does have extra garments on.
Hey,
Yeah.
after our trip to the mountains, I forgot I left one of my not suitcases, but my little travel bag at your place, Matt. I left some underwear in there.
Bro is literally standing up fixing his shot right now. He stood up to fix his shot.
Yeah, cue the shock wobs.
This is not a bit.
What are you talking
Hey.
about? My sidekick's right there waiting.
That's good.
Yeah.
There was too much head and not enough desk. Now look at it.
That's what she said.
Look at that. What a better shot.
You're decked out today.
I am. I'm in the throwback. We'll talk about that a lot towards the end. Wow, I just lost one of my ears. Man, what is going on?
Yeah, I know. That's
Fuck me.
yeah.
We'll talk a little bit of football towards the end. We're going to get into our underdog fantasy picks of the week for the pick'em due to the fact that the Steelers play this evening. And, of course, that's going to be a big part of our pick'em roster.
Did you just call them the Stellas?
The Stillers.
Stellar?
The Stiller.
The Ben Stillers.
The Stillers.
Oh.
S T I L L
The
E
stellar
R.
lumens.
Okay, listen. Let me let you in on a little
Stellar
yinzer.
lumens.
Let me let you on a little yinzerese. We like to take multi-syllable words and reduce them down to one.
Yeah.
So Stellars is one star.
No.
Okay, nobody's saying stellars. No one's saying anything about the sellers or anything
Sellers.
else that you're
It's
saying.
it's a stuff.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
Exactly.
No, you don't say this in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
I've never heard guys say
I
that before,
personally,
so-
I personally faded the complete full-blown Yinzer accent. I've always said Steelers, but when I went to college, all of my roommates and neighbors and everything else were like, "Hey, you gonna watch the Steelers this weekend?"
Yeah.
And I realized, like, oh, we call them the Stillers.
Stillers.
Stillers. Yes.
Want to drink some Iron City?
Go
Go downtown. Drink some Iron City. What's Stillers?
Have an iron.
It is sort of weird how Brian has a stronger accent than you.
It's much stronger.
My friends at home have a stronger accent than me.
Maybe you're the smart one.
Maybe.
I never realized that I actually had like a Pittsburgh accent. Like I've heard the Pittsburgh accent, but didn't think it like was coming through myself. I don't know because I don't listen to myself until I was like playing poker at the Wynn, like, you know, recently after I moved to Vegas, and someone's like, "You from Pittsburgh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" He's like, "Oh, I can just hear it in your voice."
Same.
I'm like, "Oh, wow." Okay.
When somebody from Pittsburgh sits down at the table, it's like my favorite hobby to identify them.
Yeah.
Like, what part of Pittsburgh are you from? Said I was from Pittsburgh. It's like, well, buddy, you're not hiding anything from me.
Michelle does
From
that
downtown.
she does that with people from New York. As soon as she hears the New York accent, she's like, "What borough are you from?"
Yours actually isn't that bad. We are not doing it full service. I mean, if we could get a real jag off on this episode.
I get the idea.
Yeah, like Rigby. Rigby is.
You don't need any Jags around here.
Rigby is a full blown jag. He's easy Yinzer to full. Baby Dick, full blown. Baby Dick is.
He needs
like,
to rebranding, man.
Baby Dick. No, he's doing fine. He is full blown Yinzer to the extreme, where he's actually a self loathing Yinzer.
Yeah.
So he hates Pittsburgh. He hates the Stillers. He hates everything that we all embody as a city, but he actually encompasses all of it.
So he hates himself.
Correct. It's all self-loathing.
Right.
It truly is pinnacle Yinzer. Respect to Baby Dick.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
we do say Pittsburgh. We say axe instead of ask.
I mean, okay.
Anat. Oh my God, Jace with the anats. My best friend growing up, like he just ends every single sentence with anat.
It's like in it.
Yeah, kind of. Jagoff got recently added to the Webster Dictionary. We're real proud of ourselves for that. Good job, Yinzers. Way to get one added.
This is the evolution of like, okay, 3 to 5 years, these are words you start
I just
using.
don't need why this town needs so much.
It talks about how like mumbles a little bit more. You really start to blend everything together. There's a Jeff Foxworthy bit about this where it's like yeet.
Wait a minute.
Yet.
What is the Century 3 Chevrolet jingle?
Century 3 Chevrolet, Lebanon Church from Pittsburgh. Minutes from the mall.
Why is it their mics not working? Why is it the headphones?
Oh man,
It's like ingrained in us since we were born.
yeah, it's the same thing with like Edgar Snyder.
Whenever you guys launch in this, I just have to say, it feels like we're just like sitting here listening to a
Bunch
friend
of
group
idiots?
that we're
Bunch of
not
jags?
that we're not in.
It just it's very funny to me. It's like endearing.
They had questions. Yeah,
I have questions.
It's meant to be endearing.
It is endearing.
Before we get to all of the football talk and sports, as well as the "Am I the Asshole" segment, we got a little bit of poker on the forefront. We also have a little bit of a tease into the "Am I the Asshole." Now, this is not a question of is this man the asshole or not. This man needs advice. He needs absolute advice, and I actually think Melissa is probably the go-to here.
Yeah.
So the backstory here is you have this asset, right? It's in Discord. Okay.
Yeah.
The backstory is this guy's leading his fantasy football league. He's 7-1, and one of his buddies is very desperate at 3-2, or sorry, 3-5. Desperate to make a move.
Very desperate.
Now he wants Christian McCaffrey, who's the best running back in all of football by a long shot. And what he's willing to offer up is a running back who's not so good in Pollard, and a one-time expiring deal to sleep with his wife. Now, our guy who posted here says, he said I could bang his wife one time if I accept the trade and it goes through. Honestly, it's pretty tempting since she has huge tits and I've always fantasized about her. Is it worth throwing my chances to win the championship out the window for a chance to bang his wife?
Well, he doesn't say how much the league is for, which seems
it's
like
pride.
information.
It's pride.
It's mostly pride.
Oh, then yeah, then bang his wife. Well, if you've always fantasized about her, then why not?
What I want to know is, did the wife give consent? Because that's
It
kind of
seems
important.
like, yeah, like,
We assume that that's written
Yeah,
into
I
the
think that's
contract
sort of-
somewhere.
I don't know. It's just like, you can just bang my wife. She's like, well, wait, don't I get a say in it?
Babe, I got a trade offer that might go through. Only
would be
thing
great-
is, you got to bang Roger.
Roger. It'd be great if the wife actually had a secret fantasy to bang the friend.
well, yeah, it
then it would just work out for all
if,
parties
if the
involved.
wife is agreeing to it, there's no
Yeah.
upside for her, so
Right.
she must just like want to bang the friend. And
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they should just get divorced and those two should be together.
I think this is exactly how polycules begin. It starts with a fantasy football trade and it ends
Oh.
with
Fantasy.
two dudes and a girl living together, calling it
It's
a
usually
triplet.
two girls.
I think that's called
Yeah.
three
Triplet.
A triplet.
Triplet.
A trumpet.
Triplet seems reasonable.
Trumpet. Triple.
I didn't want to go triplet. That has a different meaning.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm one of them.
You're one of a
You're technically quadruplet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quadruplet.
Let's not forget about the long
Lost
past.
soldier.
Yeah.
No.
Shout out to Damien.
Wait a minute.
Damien.
Dalton and Damien.
R.I.P. Damien.
That works. It ends in an N.
It has to end in an N in
Yeah,
some
Damien.
form.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that would. It might
The devil's son.
Actually, yeah,
That's
his name was Damien. He was delicious.
Look, I was thinking about
Delicious
it.
Damien.
I was thinking about it, and like I guess for IVF, they over put eggs
Yeah.
because they mostly die.
Yeah.
And I think
And
if,
it's
if there was 4 and there's only 3 of us, but at the same time, my sister was conceived in the week that my dad had a vasectomy. But are my parents actually my parents?
Wow. I mean,
I recently found out
You
El
could
Loco
find
was
that
my
out.
dad.
Your El Loco is your dad.
Yeah, I found that out recently.
Oh yeah,
you know?
happy birthday, Dad! It's
Yeah.
my dad's birthday today.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Michael Tice.
happy birthday, Michael
Like,
Tice.
Oh, wow.
is-
Nikki
and happy
your
birthday.
dad have
If you
the
are
same
actually
birthday.
Yeah.
Landon's father.
Questionable.
Yeah,
Question mark.
Shout out to
I
Nikki.
feel like he's your dad. You guys, I could see the resemblance.
I mean, his dad's 6'1", you're trying to tell me? Come on.
My dad's 6'1".
Yeah,
but
exactly.
there's so many growth hormones in food now that
I
all the
ate-
kids are monsters.
I ate an actual child. Like,
yeah,
I
he
took
also
the-
That
ate.
is
He
true.
ate
Right.
Damien,
That is
so
true.
like he got extra
There's
nutrients.
just a lot of fighting going on in this brain.
Yeah, a lot of.
Yo,
a lot of stem
Lot of
cells in
stuff.
that fetus.
A lot of stem cells too.
talking about fighting.
No, you can't move on yet until we wish Nikki a happy birthday.
So talking
Okay.
about fighting,
yeah.
Bro just wants to
huge
segue.
happy birthday to Nikki. Unlucky that you're not here. We now are going to deem you to be 76 years old due to not being here. No, just kidding.
Look at the graphic. Cue the graphic.
Wow.
Happy 25th birthday once again, Nikki.
Right.
Congratulations.
Just keep
Happy
staying
birthday.
25. Stay gold.
Yeah, you've
Nikki's
done it.
famous enough that you can just Google her name to see what her age is.
Yeah, Conrad was
Unlucky.
being a
That's when you
dick
know you
this
made it.
morning.
I'm not being a dick.
You just go, "Hi, birthday." Try to guess how old you are. 41. Am I right? Am I right? It's like, what the fuck?
It's really
Well,
giving.
What's wrong with
she
you?
wrote something and I
Do
said,
you
wait,
have
am I
social
right?
issues? Like, what the fuck's
I
going on?
just said, am I right?
It's
Yeah.
really giving Alec vibes.
Yeah, it's giving incel. Like, what's wrong with you?
He's like, I landed
I
on
was
41,
curious.
and I said,
Am I
"Rude,"
right?
and he
Am I
said,
right?
"What?"
Anyway, I want to talk about a fight. How old are you, old ass bitch? What is wrong with you? Like, what?
Bro, chill.
Chill,
I just
dude.
thought she was
It's her
older due to
birthday.
her music choice.
It's a birthday. Let's make her feel like
music
shit.
choice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were the choices?
She was into oldies on the ride.
When you say oldies, what are you qualifying
Oh,
as
no.
oldies?
Just
90s
stop.
music.
Just
Whatever we
stop.
listened to in the
Dancing in the moonlight.
all that type
that
of
song
shit.
was new. The version that she picked, it was like last couple years.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Do you think things from the 90s are oldies?
They are.
Yeah.
Burke.
They're not.
They
No,
are,
late 80s,
He's the same
90s.
age
They
as
are
you.
they're old. Yes, I agree. But look, there's a clear path in how music has been qualified throughout the years.
Yeah, old cuz.
Oldies,
Was 70s oldies?
no, classical.
Okay.
Right? Oldies were very specific.
60s, 50s, and 60s.
50s and 60s. It's
Yeah.
not 30s and 40s.
The Motown
Right? Yes.
era.
It's very
Who the
much
fuck
50s and
listens to
60s.
30s
It's
music?
Classic rock is
It's what
very
you
much
heard on 3WS.
exactly.
Yeah.
He
Classic
understands.
rock, 90s.
This is not. This is bullshit.
That's not oldies. No,
It's
no one
not
would
classic
consider
rock
that
either.
oldies.
No one would consider this classic
oldies
rock.
is like 60s.
Wait, so what
I
is...
think
right,
people that
exactly.
are younger than us consider it classic rock.
but
Burke.
they
no,
just
they don't say it's oldies. They just say it's 90s.
Does 90s is 90s grunge.
Okay,
like
wait,
that's
grunge,
just a
like
genre that
classic rock,
exists.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Rolling Stones are classic rock.
Correct.
What era were they?
70s
1970s?
and
80s.
60s, 70s, 80s,
Late 60s,
90s,
70s,
2000s.
Right, so
mostly.
Nirvana
I think they just
was
came out with a
after
new
that.
album.
Yeah,
They
the
just started
90s
making
era
them.
would be like 90s alternative, 90s grunge, whatever you want to call
And
it.
they just call it 90s. They don't call it oldies.
Exactly.
It's like the it's like alternative. It's just alternative.
Even like
alt-rock.
Hall & Oates
Yeah.
wouldn't be really that oldies. That's 80s. People say 80s,
Right.
90s, and then they say 70s, and then they say oldies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's very well
70s is
qualified
like
that
the Bee
oldies
Gees.
is exactly 50s and 60s and is that R&B-ish Motown type era.
Yeah.
And you can specify and say like Motown, obviously, but
Yeah.
I think
Wow, this reminds me
There's-
of we have to
I
play
would never
we have to
consider
play the Millennials game again.
we do.
That's such a good one.
R&B.
I'm way too
Yeah,
good at I'm way
TLC.
too good at the millennial part. I
Gone
want to
too
keep
soon.
I want to keep doing
Let's
it.
bring back that little
Little
those
eye patch.
that
Left eye?
Nelly had it. She had it.
Nelly had a Band-Aid.
Well,
Left eye had the
I don't
eye
know,
black.
Why did he have a band?
I don't-
Did
you know,
she
by
had
the
to let
way,
you know-
Left Eye used to put a condom on her eye.
She
didn't
did. Yes, left eye.
that's base.
Safe
I
sex.
like
No,
it.
no, it
Yeah.
wasn't on her eye. She put condoms in her hair.
No, I thought she
Put a
was
No,
on
no,
her
no, I'm sorry.
eye.
The condoms
Was
were
it
on
like
her
hanging
overalls.
down
Dude,
from
I'm
her
telling
No,
eye?
no, the
It was
condoms
in
were on
her
her
eye.
overalls. Her eye, she put a eye black to let you know she's left eye, not right eye.
All right, books.
That part's true, but
Did she
I
have,
agree with
like-
Guapo. I think she put it on her glass. Like
was it
not
hanging
No, no,
down
it wasn't
like a googly eye?
unpacked. It was just a packaged condom.
okay.
I
Like
think
a
they were like
Trojan.
on her overalls straps.
I don't even know who this is.
I think both could be true, but we're
Who
not
is
sure.
this?
Well,
Left eye
Nelly and
Lopez.
Ashanti are
Gone
back
too soon.
together.
Whoa!
Oh, there you go.
There it is.
Okay,
yeah.
Got his ass.
But I
pretty
bet you can find
interesting.
one with. Oh, see, look, there is one on her like shoulder
Yeah,
too.
I said I think both could be
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
But
Wait, yeah.
you lost the fucking book it, boy.
No, I didn't.
Bucket boy.
I like that. Let's bring,
Wait, she
let's
did
bring
this.
it back.
She did this just because she's based.
Based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She burned
This
down
one
her
is so
husband's
based.
house as well.
Andre Rising. Shout out
She has
to
the Band-Aid on
shout
her
out to
hat.
Bad Moon Rising.
Yep.
Looks like an egg on her
She
eye.
got pissed at Andre Rising and took all of his sneakers and threw them in the bathtub
Oh, I love
and
her.
lit them on fire.
Which burned
and-
down his
which
house.
ended up burning
Oh
down
my
the entire
god,
house.
based queen.
Some things don't change.
Arson queen.
You know, some things don't change. The celebrity couple drama has just been consistent for 30 plus years.
Yeah, I've been seeing Nelly and Ashanti all over my timeline.
When were they together to begin with?
Like
I thought it was
forever.
Ashanti and Ja Rule.
No, that
No.
was just singing. That was just song.
It's just song.
I see.
They were together. They were together in song.
They had the best songs together.
God, we're all in the muck. Every one
So
of us.
bad.
We're so in the muck right now. Like we're buried in the muck. Ashanti still looks good.
Yeah.
I know.
She looks good.
Look good, cuz.
Look at that.
Nelly looks good.
Yeah, they look the same.
He looks great. Nelly's such a fucking nit.
How old is Nelly?
I used to play 1020 at
Why
Bellagio with
is
him.
every famous person a nit?
He's such a goddamn nit. I played 1020 with him, and we played the last time I played with him. He actually left the table after the hand. We played a 22K pot where I flopped middle set of sevens on 8-7-5. No, sorry, I top set of sevens on 7-6-4, and he somehow showed up with the 8-5 straight. And we got it all in on the turn. He doesn't run it twice. I drilled the board paired, and he just got up with his 3 ginormous bodyguards and disappeared into the ether.
Wow.
Never to be seen again at the Bellagio.
I think it's a
How
pride
come
thing.
He's not playing poker. Let's get him in some events.
I imagine he still plays.
Did we stake
I think
Nelly?
he plays a decent amount of PLO.
Yeah,
Stake
I
Nelly.
don't know if that's necessarily true, but I do think that he probably still plays some. 2 things that I know about most celebrities: they don't play as big as you would think,
Yeah.
considering what they can afford,
Right.
and they're always way more risk averse than
They
you would ever
are.
imagine.
It's interesting, but I guess it kind of makes sense because they don't really like they're not in like risk-based professions.
Correct.
It makes
But you
sense.
would
Yeah.
think,
But
you would think
even,
once they
like-
get so much money that it just doesn't
Even
matter.
like crypto people or sports bettors, like even they're not really like they're kind of nitty too.
They all try to be sharp.
I think part of it's strategy.
which
will-
ends up looking like they're nitty.
Correct.
It
Yeah.
also just feels bad to lose. You know, it's like if they're gonna show up and play, and sure, like they can afford losing, but they don't want to.
Do you think it's because they're good at their thing and they're doing something that they're less good at, so they don't want to like look like they're making mistakes?
I think
think
that's
so.
true of crypto people and sports sharps. I think that's not true of celebrities, and I think of like the derivative thereof, like the fucking Joe Buckalas that we've played with in the world, the guys who come into money very freely. Right? Maybe didn't come from a whole lot, fell into a shit ton of wealth without like really
Allen
doing
Iverson.
much.
He
Yeah,
did
yeah.
a lot though.
Yeah, he did a lot, but like even though he did a lot, he was just I don't want to be diminishing here, but like he was an athlete, right?
AI,
So like, yeah, but I'm saying like he was an athlete. Like he just played a game and got paid a ton of fucking money for it.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like you just gather a lot of money freely.
Right.
Those types of people in poker tend to be the guys who just like whale it all off.
Yeah, well, because it's like they get a bunch and then they think that that's an endless resource.
Exactly.
They'll get a bunch again.
Exactly.
And
So the crypto bros that had no idea what they were doing, stepped in shit and got super giga rich, those are the whales. The ones that like were
got
trading,
it by being sharp.
yeah, they were
Not
like
the whales.
trading all along and like trying to time the market and shit like that. Those guys come in and they fucking VPIP 6%.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
they're doing
that's-
research.
It's part of just wanting to always stay as sharp.
Yeah.
Right?
Like keyboard monkey's sharp.
Yeah, he's good
he
at
does,
those. Like he's
I
good.
mean, yeah, he's not like
He's not a whale.
He's not a world class player, but he's also by no means a whale.
Yeah, and like he'll still gamble in good spots, like take flush
He's
draws
not
and
really
check
like
raise, right?
good for the game though, in a way that a whale would be.
Like I wouldn't say like okay like Giga will like any two like 3-bets everything, calls dark, right? Puts Jeremiah was telling me one time he played at the win, like the first time he played 10 20 40, like he sat down with this billionaire that just opened a 300 dark or like it went blind 300 to be like everyone would go limp auto 300 was on. One time Jeremiah got kings versus aces against the guy.
So unlucky.
It's rough.
Yeah,
guy's
like
fucking torch.
like those are the
That's
those are the
the
unique ones. There was this guy.
Omega whale.
There was this guy called Papa. His story's legendary. So this happened just before COVID, I believe, and I'll give you the full breadth of the story. So I was like, this is like as the Ivy Room game that JRB was running was kind of phasing out. So I was getting even less volume in. So I was paying a lot of attention to Bravo now and like trying to find other games around town. And every now and again, like quarter 50 would pop up at the win, sometimes 50, 100, whatever. And there were times where I was going to these games like 5:30 in the morning. Like I would have people in the casinos like calling me. My phone was always on, that type of stuff. So I get off a plane. I can't remember where I was coming from. It was 5 a.m. I go straight to the win for this 25-50 game. And there was this guy named Papa there that they were building the game around. And there were very strict rules around playing with Papa. He spoke no English. I think he was from China mainland. Spoke no English, had an interpreter with him. No one was allowed to have a phone at the table at all. Like it either had to be in your pocket or like off. So if anybody got caught on the phone at all on the table, you're out of the game. A seat was left open in all the no limit games, 5-10 and above, and he just came in and picked his just basically picked who was going to be bequeathed some of his wealth that day. He was a huge high roller in the pits, and I'll tell you guys the backstory. But he was like playing back for like hundreds and hundreds of thousands. So I'm playing this 25-50 game. There are two games going. We're both 8-handed with one seat open. He walks in and he doesn't care. Or no, is this actually him? It kind of looks like him.
It is him.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I just thought he grabbed an old random Oldies guy.
Well, because he's Gambu. Because when you hear the rest of the story, you understand why. Like he's almost like a legendary myth. So he like walks in. There's two games going, and for whatever reason, like he doesn't give a shit about the games. He doesn't know anyone in either of them. He doesn't discern. He happens to pick mine,
Oh, God bless.
and it's immediately. I have the god seat. He's immediately to my
this
right.
is where all your run good is. Like tournaments doesn't matter. This is where it was.
Right. So everybody in the game was certainly too big for most everybody playing. Like they're 5-10 regs, and they're all kind of sitting like 10K deep, whatever. Papa buys in for 100,000. So I cover, of course. And we're playing for a while, and eventually this hand happens where we play like a 200K pot at 25-50, where I put the 100 on. It folded to Papa in the 50. Now, this guy's VPIP, like, I didn't really paint the full picture here, but, like, he does not know how to play poker. He's VPIPing 100% of hands.
What a goat.
He just does not fold pre. So, like, the 100,000 is getting lost no matter what. It's just a matter of, is it a slow burn or does it happen quickly?
It's all in
Technically, he
flames.
could flop a boat. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he could win some hands, for sure.
Technically, he could.
with any hand, you could flop a boat.
He can
so-
definitely win some
I get
hands
it.
here and there, right? So he's in the mix, to say the least, right? And he's actually doing okay. He might be up like 20K or so. So we play this pot where it folds to him in the 50. He completes. I check 5-4 off. Board comes 10-6-3 rainbow. I think he bets. So there's, what, 225 in the pot? I think he bets like 200. I raise to like 550. He makes it 2,000. I call. Turn, offsuit, deuce.
That's
My
nice.
God.
That's a nice card. It's a really, really nice card.
He bets like 10,000. I make it like 26,000.
Big hand, big bet. We need it. We need it now.
He calls. River offsuit queen.
Oh my God.
Just the nut-
yeah,
the
just
nutter
nuts
butters.
too.
Beautiful.
He leads like 10,000 again.
What a goat.
I jam for like 60,000. He calls with 10-7 offsuit.
The board is what?
10, 6, 3, deuce, queen.
He had a 10.
He had the blocker, but it didn't help him this time.
Doesn't say a word. Doesn't say a word. Kind of like taps the table. Says something to his interpreter. They leave. Now, the rumor was he was buried like millions in back.
Right. This was nothing to him.
Worse.
So I don't see him ever again.
What a gift.
That's the end of it, right? I win 100,000 in this game that is insane to ever win 100K, and I never see or hear from him again.
Wait, the entire table is just probably in shock.
Completely. They were
Pissed at
literally
you.
all sitting like 10K. So Roy, one of the Bellagio regs now that I play with almost every day, he was in that game. He's the Israeli guy that
Roy was in the game with you?
he was in that, but I didn't know him at the time.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So I know him now. We've talked in like exchanged stories since then.
That's so funny.
But he's friends with those Israeli guys that always play short deck that
Ah,
you
yeah.
It's like called
infiltrated.
Landon and
Yes.
Wait, did you tell Roy that they kicked me out?
Yes.
What did he say? Does he know about this?
It's just Roy's big thing is like he'll just always default to calling everyone a fucking nit. So he's like, yeah, he's probably a fucking nit, fucking super pro, fucking nit.
No, but like, okay, they didn't know that.
I didn't go into the whole story
Got
about
it,
like
got
the
it.
straight flush and whatnot. But
Yeah. You should ask him what he thinks about that.
wait, the Papa story's not over.
Yeah,
though.
I know. Yeah,
Okay, so I never see or hear from this guy again, right? 2 months later, I'm in PCA. And I can't remember if it was my starting table with the main event or like day 2. But this, we'll call him Sven. I believe he was the Scandinavian kid. Good, very solid reg. Like
That's what Sven is.
kind of like, but this guy wasn't Sven though,
Necklace
because he's
about
like
pay.
low key. Like he's in the apps, he's in the good games, he's playing the private
Secret
sector.
Sven.
Yeah, he's secret Sven, right? So he just
Sven.
out of the blue, like he knows me, but I wasn't familiar with him at the time. He just out of the blue goes, "So you played with Papa?" And I'm like, me?
Mhm.
Yeah, I played with Papa.
Yeah,
What do you-
I know that guy
the
very
fuck
well.
do you know about Papa? And he goes into the whole story of what happened. Now I don't know how true this is. I'm repeating it second-handedly.
I
But
hope it's not.
the legend of Papa was that he was just an average guy on an average man's salary who went to Macau and heaved it up in back to like, I don't know, large numbers.
Jesus.
I'd just be speculating. 10 million, 50 million, 100 million.
Just like
I don't know.
Enough to be whaling for a period of time.
Well, so first thing he does, buys a Lamborghini.
Of course.
And to get that shipped to mainland in China, it's like 5x markup. So if it's like a $250,000 car, you're paying like 1.2.
Oh my God.
So first thing he does, buy a Lamborghini.
Out of
Then
fucking base.
then the next thing he does,
So base.
next thing he does, fly to Las Vegas.
Oh my God.
So apparently, the legend of this is, and I don't know how true it is. It's not confirmed, but the legend was that he like came to Vegas, lost his entire net worth, and then flew back to mainland
With his Lamborghini.
With his Lamborghini, still waiting for him upon
no.
arrival. But
Many such cases.
yeah, many such cases. So
Not many these days.
So like he's just telling me like more of the unravelings of the backstory, and I was just like, I hear these like rags to riches to rags again stories so much in that culture, and like the guys in Macau.
Run up, run down.
Yeah, and it makes me understand like why they segregate Macau from mainland. Like,
Right.
like
This is a
gambling's-
special place.
Well, it's funny because in the culture, gambling is like highly revered, but at the same token, they're like, we got to save you guys from yourselves.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to travel to Macau if you actually want to be a degen.
It's
It is a weird thing because it's tied to like, if you're lucky, then you're chosen.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
it's that
They all have these like big lucky
yeah.
numbers, like 8 and 4 are huge in the culture, and obviously Vegas just panders to every bit of it.
Of course.
Like the whole city's just
Resorts
decked out
World
during
is
Chinese
all,
New
like,
Year's.
Asian.
Yeah.
themed.
A lot of hotels don't have the floor 6 or is it 7?
I'm not sure what the unlucky
4, I
number
think
is.
is-
Okay,
Do you
4.
know about
Maybe
the
it's
MGM
4.
Grand?
What about it?
When they first built the MGM, the entrance into the MGM was this huge lion where you had to walk
I
into
do
its
know
mouth.
this. Yeah.
And because they weren't aware that that's considered I don't know if it's like a faux pas or
Bad luck or
something.
yeah.
Like that. They just changed the whole facade of the front
Yeah.
building.
Yeah. Yeah, you know where your customers are coming from, man. You
Yeah.
got to cater.
That person got fired, whoever fucking architect that to begin with.
I'm sure that was expensive.
So that's my tangent. Let's get into now that we've heard about somebody who's more in the muck than anyone else in this room could ever possibly be,
Papa.
let's get in today's In the Muck segment. I believe Brian is going to be walking us through a spot.
Turtle in the muck.
All right, Lamana, walk us through
Here
it.
we are. We're back in the muck.
You don't sound like a guy that's in the muck.
No, I won
Is that
yesterday.
the point?
This is the day before. Yeah, so it's my typical game. South Point 1-2. So what happens is, let's see, I get dealt the 9-8 of clubs, and typical hand, the limp fest starts right under the gun, 1 limps, and then the hijack limps. So we have 3 limpers, and I decide to ISO to 15, and small blind, older lady calls. And it goes fold, 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 all the way back to the hijack calls. So 1 limper calls. We go 3 ways of the flop. Flop comes down 7-5-3, 1 club.
Okay.
So I flop overs, gutty, and a
Basically the
backdoor.
nuts.
Basically nuts. The small blind who overcalled leads for 25.
10s or something.
I don't know. Well, I do know, but she leads for 25. The player in between folds. I decide to just call. Turn is pairs board 3s. She looks at her. She grabs her like chips, like she's going to, bet again, and then checks. And I check behind, and the river is an 8, and she snap bets 60, and I mull it over and call.
Okay.
And she shows me quad 3s. She
Oh.
goes, high hand.
Got his ass.
So you got an extra 50 on top of that.
She would have fucked me up. What about the turn for sure? I would've
Yeah,
I would've-
right. So I think, I really like where I'm in the muck here is kind of like, it was a little unconventional. Like, I think her lead is good on the flop. Like, I actually think it's good, but it's just unexpected, right? It just they don't find those
Especially
spots.
after they overcall.
Right. They don't find those spots, but I really think it's good. Yeah, right. After they overcall, they just
But-
default to checking to the razor, right? Because that's just how everyone plays.
I think we see it semi-often, the leads. Like, it doesn't not come at all.
Yeah.
And, but the only thing is, when they do come, I think it's either for mostly like a pair that wants to fold. Like, if you, upon any resistance from there.
Yeah.
Or the nuts.
Usually it's a very small bet, and it's a probe. They're probing.
I don't know if it really matters,
no,
but I think I would go bigger pre.
I would definitely go bigger.
Yeah, that's what I know. Yeah, that's what you said too. I mean, sometimes I do go bigger. Lately I've been
Like
not.
I go 15 over 2. Over more than that, I go like 20 or 25.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of was doing that, and then I started making my opening sizes smaller, just so I can open more and control the pot a little more.
It's a little different because you have a couple limps here in front of you.
Yeah,
And it's not like you're just normal open size.
Yeah, because I would consider this more of a squeeze. I mean, even though they're limping, like they're still like
right.
in their mind they're opening, so like you're squeezing
Yeah.
kind of.
3 people
so.
equals 1 raise.
Yeah, like I would just,
Right.
I would just make it big because it's like there's just so many people that already have put money in that it's like, all right, well, you're gonna have to pay more.
Yeah, if I'm out of position, I do for sure. But since I had the button, I decided to not make it as big.
What
but
size
the main
would you have gone instead of 15?
Like 20 or 25.
Yeah.
I think 20 is good.
Yeah.
I would go no less than 20. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my main issue in the hand, or why I was in the muck, wasn't sure what to do on the turn, and I think I probably should bet because I mean she led and then
So
checked.
9 high.
But like what I'm trying to think, like kind of put like what kind of range do they have where they're betting and then checking? Like I don't think I'm getting a lot of check folds on the turn, so that's why I didn't bet.
Yeah.
Well,
But that might not be a reason not to bet. I just that's kind of why I did.
I would be curious how much we're raising on flop. Like, raised in the lead. I would think it's...
Probably not.
I would think we do it at some free...
I would
frequency.
if she bet like $10.
Yeah.
Right? Because they do that
She
a
bet
lot.
half
Like,
pot into 2
yeah,
people.
sometimes they bet really small and then
And
you
you have a-
raise and they just
You have a
fold.
gut shot. I mean,
They're like,
And
oh, I
we
have
have
a
a backdoor
7, I
flush
just
draw,
fold.
and it also just like we get to play in the driver's seat for the rest of the hand basically because it gets checked to us on turn.
This doesn't really seem
Sometimes
like
we don't
someone
get
who's
raised.
going to listen to your driver's seat.
It's just not like we just don't get like.
What's the intention of raising on the flop to check back the turn?
Well, unless we have one of our cards that we shell off on.
You don't get to shell off. You create an SPR that's very low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
getting jammed on there, just if it goes big lead, raise, pile, is a
Right.
disaster.
Or
I
you
really never-
raise, and then
Yeah,
what
I-
if they jam turn? And
I
then
never-
you're like, well, fuck.
I don't think I really considered raising the flop.
What if you had an overpair?
If I had an overpair,
Like if you had kings or aces or queens, probably want to raise.
Because like by that
Maybe,
metric, 8-9's a pretty good hand to have also. But I would argue that you kind of block the hands that you're targeting.
Yeah.
You'd probably rather have a hand like Ace-6 to
Yeah.
choose to raise flop with.
Yeah.
You want the
That
high
makes sense.
card block. Like you want to have a hand that you can raise that you're not worried if you get piled. Like if you get faced back with action because you're polar.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Your raise is effectively polar. You're saying you have
Mhm.
overpairs and you're saying you have hands that can still barrel off that don't block the parts of their range that are going to bet and then be uncomfortable on turns.
So like
Queen
7,
Jack, Jack
8.
10.
Well, I was thinking even more like top pair.
No.
Top pair thing is, man, in these spots, I would honestly just kind of call in default. Like most people in these stakes play very passive, so when you do see the lead come in, it's like passive player takes aggressive action. I'm very scared.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that-
terrified.
Especially
Right,
into two
that-
people.
Right,
Like, this
and
is
then
multi-way.
and that's kind of why I think like when I thought the hand over, I was like, okay, probably should call flop, check back turn, and then when she just snap bets the river, just fold. And it, like she just has like she's just gonna show like 9s, 10s, jacks, like those hands a lot, right?
Did you ever consider shoving river?
I did not. No, I didn't consider shoving river. I mean,
I wouldn't shove.
I
I did think
understand
like,
why
okay,
not.
well, I'm blocking the straight, and I'm, I
Nobody has 9-6.
Yeah, nobody has
shouldn't have
9-6, I know,
4-6,
right.
yeah.
right. So that's why I was just like, I block a straight that she never has.
It's just like such
and then-
nutted action from her.
right. Yeah, I did. It seemed like suicide
Yeah.
jamming the river.
I think it would.
Would you ever jam aces?
Probably not.
I would jam aces.
Oh yeah. No, I would because I beat a good portion of a range that might call off.
Honest-
Would call off like
Probably a good
the
reason to
9,
shove
10
8-9.
Well, I think in this instance,
Block pocket 8s, that's pretty big.
yeah, blocking eights is big. But like, what do you
Mhm.
think? I think
Does she
does she fold jacks and queens?
We
she
don't
probably,
know.
She probably didn't think
We
about
don't know.
pre, but I wouldn't.
Hard to say.
I wouldn't use
Sometimes
8,
probably.
9 as a hand I would use because I wouldn't expect 8s
Mhm.
or 8s very often.
Oh, I think 8s, 9s, and 10s are a way bigger portion than queens or jacks.
Yeah.
All those.
think
I
she'll
really
three-bet
thought
you?
it when she led flop. I thought after the overcall and the lead flop, I thought
Mhm.
tens.
For what it's worth, queens sub queens probably like rarely ever 3-bets.
Rarely. Even
Very,
queens.
very
even
rarely.
queens.
Yeah, that's what I
even,
meant. Like,
even
queens in on
even kings to an extent just calls. I've seen it
yeah,
happen a lot.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
I'm just saying.
And I mean,
Well-
obviously, the higher the pair goes up, the more likely they will 3-bet. But I'm saying those hands, to some degree, do exist.
Yeah, but let's not care too much about that because if they have hands that are pure 3-bets in range, they're also going to make stupid mistakes facing shoves.
Yeah.
for sure.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, they
all-
9s, 10s, jacks almost never 3-bet. I
Yeah.
hate using the word never. They very rarely 3-bet.
I almost
those
think
games.
I almost think it's never in that game.
Yeah, especially
Like, unless
10s
it's a
because
young
10s
kid.
is the hot card. So like,
I mean, they so
no.
to clarify though, they might 3-bet over an open, but this is
Right.
different. It's
Yeah.
limp, open.
Yeah, but
So-
I'm not joking. Like because now we're in November and now jacks is the hot card. They limp jacks. Everybody, the whole field limps jacks.
I don't know what the hot card is.
It
It's
means
just
if you flop
promo
a
money.
set, if you flop a set, you get you get bonus. So if you flop a set, you get 75. If you
Right.
if you flop quads, you get 1,000, and then all the hands in between.
I just wouldn't use 8, 9 when it comes to like I'm not bluffing with this hand, and I would still jam aces for value. Like if you got me, you got me. God bless. But I definitely don't think that there's a bluff in this note.
I'm not
Like,
like if I would
what's
shove
the
river,
bluff?
I wouldn't expect to fold after they like lead
right.
and then
I wouldn't
grab
expect
chips
to
on the
fold.
turn and then lead.
Right. So I would only jam hands
Mm-hmm.
that I think get called by worse value from them.
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
don't think 8, 9 is one of
I
those
agree.
hands. Like I don't think a 7 exists for out of position.
It looks like we have a lot of different views.
I
like,
agree
don't-
with Landon on this.
Did
one.
you did you whiz this, Burke?
Yeah, I did.
Wait,
Should we see what the whiz says?
what? How much? What's the Wiz gonna say
What
with
does
3
Sven say
limbers?
about this?
I don't know.
Berkey?
I'm Sven, and Sven's telling you fucking relax. Like you're
It just
dead.
seems suicidal
You're not
to jam
Sven, buddy.
eight
Let me let you
and
in on a
eight
little
and get-
fucking secret here.
try and get called by
true.
worse.
Okay, you're not the Sven.
Yeah, you're Sven.
You were one time a child of the sim, then you became a child of
Now
the
he's a
room, and
child
now
of
you're
the content creation.
yeah, now he's a child of he's a child of getting the fingers wet.
Relax, bro.
Bro, don't blow up his spot.
What are we doing here?
Things have gotten a little bit
Bruh.
out of hand. Guapo,
Chill.
Grandpa,
Guapo, send me the link
chill.
for Zoom.
I already did.
Oh, where?
Oh, sorry. I thought you already had it.
How can you even make a wizard sim for this?
Well, you just wait till it gets heads up. So
I
all
have
we do is
Zoom.
like,
I have
Start
Zoom
on the
already open.
turn.
yeah, but I don't have the link.
I got you. Give me one.
But there's so much
The
context
entire
missing.
small
It's-
blind range is
No, of course.
gutted.
Yeah, all you have to do is, or all you can do.
I would only
I
be
should say.
jamming river to try and get called by worse value.
all you can do is adjust the small blinds range.
Yeah, my fear is, what do you think that leading range looks like?
Well,
It does not
It's
look
not
like
a
that.
7.
It does-
Landon, that's not the point now, is it? What we're going to look at is what a leading range should look like.
Right.
So what's the difference?
But it's multi-way lead.
Yeah, I understand.
So much different.
I mean, the heuristics will be the
Multi-way
same.
lead in 1-2 live is like, might as well be looking at like a 6-bet pot.
You're being so literal. The theory would still exist to lead multi-way regardless of what's happening, and the heuristics behind what hands you would choose to lead multi-way would still be very comparable to what you would choose to lead heads up,
Yeah. I
right?
just don't know that advice is going to be practical to the tortoise in the muck today. But we can see.
I think it is because you need to know what you should be doing, and then you can deviate.
my
off.
issue with the should is that this model to me does not represent what should.
It doesn't represent this situation.
Correct. But
The ranges are like way tighter in this
Like-
instance.
yeah, and I'm just I just can't trust the wizard on this one.
Okay, well,
I'm
that's
appreciating
because
Nikki's representation a little bit more now.
Yeah.
that's the reason why you can't trust it is because you want to take it at face value rather than just actually doing a little bit of discerning. So when you look at it, the big thing to notice is that the small blind just leads a lot. And that's like the biggest thing that you can take away is not that this is what a leading range looks like or anything along those lines, but when this formation occurs, hijack versus small blind, single raise pot, and these ranges are close to being represented.
So this would be a range for like small blind call pre.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which may be like I could cut out these, 3 to 5 percenters like the king jack off, the king 7, king 6s. These probably don't exist.
I don't think Jack 9 is.
Yeah, like these fringe hands may not exist. I don't know, because like some players are gonna have like jack 9 suited in full. Other players are like never gonna have it.
Matt, what you're talking about right now is called node locking. Is that right?
I have
if
not
you wanted
node locked
to,
yet.
But if
But
you wanted to
yeah.
take away some stuff, right?
Oh,
Yeah, you can press the little lock button next
well,
to the pencil.
That's not.
I'm just trying to clarify. I just want to know is
No.
that what that is?
No, that's not what
It's
it
not.
is.
It's completely different.
It's
Node
like
locking
if you were
is-
to make it so that they can only bet or only check, right?
Mixed
Yeah.
frequencies, yeah. You can make one combo be pure, another combo check.
Yeah, you do it at the combo level. So like, for instance, here everything has a leading range. If I wanted to node lock it so that only overpairs led, I could do that. Huh?
Oh, I can't read. I thought that said 8-5. I was like, I don't think 8-5's there. 6-5.
Yeah, so there are definitely hands here that probably don't exist, but they're probably the lowest frequency ones that are here anyway. I think overall the actual composition of the range is probably pretty accurate. And the only thing that you need to know is that on this particular texture, small blind is capable of having like a pure range lead. Now that might change multi-way because the person in the middle obviously is going to share some equity.
But also the size is different.
Well, so that's the other thing. Like for small, this will be the case. If we
You
switch
can
it to
range
half
small,
pot,
but half pot's gonna be way.
yeah,
worse.
it'll probably reduce the leading frequency significantly.
Yeah.
if
Down to
not-
under half.
Yeah,
probably.
if not eliminated altogether.
Just what are we doing?
Trying to play with a slider. But yeah, I mean the big important thing here is like just heuristically speaking, you'll see leads, so it's still
Okay.
happening about half the time.
Yeah. Right.
All that happens
The
is like
queen jack
lot of
is
the node pairs.
interesting.
Queen Jack backdoor.
It's just gonna be backdoors. Yeah, it's the 3 with backdoors. And
So-
then reaction wise, I imagine Lamana's gonna mostly play call. So he actually does raise a
He
fair
probably
amount.
raised no backdoor combo.
I
9-8.
raised 28% of the time here.
But don't read into that too much because she's leading into 3 people or into 2 people, not to 1.
Right.
So by nature, it's
She
not a
should
range
be a little
lead.
bit stronger. Yeah.
Right. It's
Yeah.
for a larger size than you would
Right.
see in theory. So, basically, like if we were to node lock
Basically,
this,
just discard this whole sim. Just kidding.
No.
if you were to node lock this and just be inclusive of like mostly hands that have the higher equity distribution, so call it like any draw, any pair, you would probably play just pure call.
I guess that's
with
the issue.
most of range.
I guess that's the issue though, is when you look at the combos and like why you raise so much is because you're going to see so much 3-2-A something that
Mhm.
won't exist in practice.
Yeah,
like the Queen Jack's not going to find it. The
Queen
King
Jack
Nine's not going to
backdoors,
find it.
like-
Yeah.
So this the range
But that's why it's
itself-
important
If
to
you
look at
get
this
rid
stuff.
of those, like
Mhm.
the raises probably are way less.
Out of curiosity, what does 9-8 of clubs do there?
I would assume it calls because you want to use 9-8 no backdoor, as if you get jammed on, it's not that annoying.
9-8 of clubs is the only raise.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
What the fuck?
It's definitely
It's the
raises.
exact opposite.
Sorry, Sven.
Wait a minute. No, wait,
Oh,
no, you're
sorry,
wrong
I put it in the
suits.
wrong
You're-
board.
Fuck
I
you.
put it in the
Yeah,
wrong
Fuck
he
board.
you.
said because no backdoors is easier to fold.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the no backdoor
Sven.
one.
Fucking
So American Sven was right.
Right.
Yeah, I got a backdoor.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you can't raise.
I thought I copied this in.
Wow,
way-
they
the
sent
way
me
you
for
typed
failure.
it.
What, you see this?
I think I typed it. Or I think I put this in the way you typed it.
Nope.
But maybe not.
Set me up for downfall.
I had the turn be the 3 of spades.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the no backdoor version would be the only one that raises. So American Sven nailed it. As
Yeah, I mean, you
far
can
as
just
like
pretend I have 9-8 of spades on this board. No big deal.
yeah, as far as like what turn does, I imagine you just start bluffing one check two.
Sid would like you to node lock for the hot hand.
Sometimes. Yeah, could you node lock for the
That makes it
node lock
tricky.
for jacks being a pure limp
hot
create?
card.
It makes it tricky for the
Yeah.
hot card.
So important 9-8 like pure barrels now, right? Because you don't block the backdoors that they're supposed to have to go 3-2 and then check. Right. So we like using no
in,
backdoor.
In this instance, Brian's hand's basically 9-8 of spades.
Right.
So it's kind of the opposite.
Yeah. So
It
you
starts checking a bunch.
you can check a bunch. You can still bet too. I think in practice the range is gonna be a little bit more gutted after facing check. Also, like I'm not a live read guy, but like the chip grab check is normally relatively weak.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I would think so too.
I mean, sometimes
I'll tell you what happened
Depends.
though in real time.
Was it one of those long strokes,
It
or did
depends.
she actually grab?
So
Because the
this
stroke is pretty strong.
this depends on age.
I'll tell you exactly what happened in real time in her brain. She was gonna bet, and then she remembered the high hand, and she was like, "Oh, I don't know if I win it if he folds."
No, she knew.
Hmm.
She knew 100%.
she had a plan.
Honestly, she made quads 3 times,
She
and they were all against me in that session.
You are
way.
the muck.
Yeah, all
That's
3
why
times.
she was
Hold on.
Right.
So did she
Right.
yell high hand each time?
Every time.
That's so
Every
tilting.
time. She's like, high hand. I'm like, how do you have it again? How do you have it again?
Yeah, I wish you were filming this.
But I got her in the end. I stacked her in the end.
How does she get stacked?
Poor Grammy.
It was a very similar situation. It was like 2 limps, and I ISO'd with ace 10 of clubs. She called from the blind. Another person called. It came 10 7 4 2 spades. Check to me. I bet like 2/3 pot. She called. Heads up to the turn, which was a 5. Put 2 spades, 2 hearts, and we're at like 1.5 SBR. She checks. I jam. She calls off with queen jack of spades, and I hold.
Nice.
The look that Matt and I just shared when you jammed on the turn. He goes, I jammed, and Matt and I was like,
What was actually going through my head prior to him saying that? I was like, why does he tell me the whole fucking hand history? Just tell me it's like ace 10. And then I realize it's because he jams ace high on the fucking turn and gets called by queen high.
No, he had top
I had
10.
top-
he had top pair.
Oh.
He
top
had
pair
top
kicker.
flush draw?
No.
No.
Listen to the hand.
He had top
Oh, he had
pair.
clubs,
Listen,
but
he
there
was
were
just thinking
spades.
about why you were telling the hand
Yes.
instead of listening
Yeah.
to
No,
it.
but turn size wouldn't be a jam, but it's okay.
He had clubs, but there were spades.
Yes.
I thought he had spades and
Yeah.
she had
Spades.
spades.
There were
Okay.
spades and hearts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew that part.
We had strange looks for different reasons.
Fair.
Yours was just bewilderment.
I honestly
So
was a
optimistic.
little confused on what I should do on the turn that spot. I was just like,
Big bet, but not all in. A little bit bigger.
well, big bet is
like B75.
That's not a big bet.
What? In what?
I don't know.
Eyes?
I've been told big
Well,
bet
I mean,
means
okay,
overbet.
sorry.
On turn, that's not a big
Actually, this
bet.
is important.
Yeah.
It's a big bet in relation to SPR, right? If you
Yeah.
had 1.5 SPR and you
To bet
bet
half or stack.
because now you're trying to leverage and you can call off if you're bluffing with the
front-loading.
semi-draw. You're front-loading the aggression on the
Yeah,
double
I
draw.
front loaded it.
Yeah, you did
you
front load. To be fair,
overloaded
he
it.
did front load. He just overcooked a little bit.
Yeah.
Speaking of front-loading aggression, I'm working on a new installment in Mid-Stakes Bible that will hopefully be out by the time Mid-Stakes sedan by the time our Black Friday sale begins, and it's actually going to be on this concept: front-loading aggression versus playing a little bit more defensively and reducing this, expanding the game tree out to 3 streets. That's right.
That look clean AF.
If you guys are interested in signing up for S4Y.io, we are running a pre-Black Friday sale. First 2 months are only $19.99. Once we do get the Black Friday sale, we're going to be doing a yearly discount. So if you're already a member, stay tuned for that.
So am I betting the turn or not?
I think you can decide.
don't need
I
to.
would always bet it, honestly, facing the lead check.
Yeah.
I would just be like, this is nonsense. And then I'll just live with it.
And then the call on the river is like,
I would call
Torture.
river.
I would fold river.
yeah,
Really?
I almost folded river.
I can see why
I
call.
would fold river to bigger.
It was half pot, roughly 60 to 100,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand. You guys don't want to jam because you think she has good hands, but you want to call because she thinks she
'Cause
has
I don't
good
think
hands.
I'm gonna get called by worse if I
Then just
jam.
fold. Yeah, just
Yeah,
fold.
you can definitely fold. I
I'm
definitely
not
think fold.
jamming for value. I'd be jamming to get better to fold.
Yeah,
I don't think better's gonna
I wouldn't
fold.
jam to get better to fold, but at the same time, like nonsense might
honestly,
exist.
like when I call there on the river, I'm like I'm beating
Nothing.
very few hands, like 7-5, which means you'd have to call
Seven would probably
7-5
check.
suited, which there's only 2 combos of that.
Yeah.
Like, so it's very unlikely.
I don't think a 7
All
would
right,
bet the
maybe
river.
I'm leaning fold then.
I would
I
lean.
just
Yeah.
would look at the size
No,
and be like, whatever.
It's a fold.
Well, I think that's like a big
think
point
it's
though. Is like in order to be able to call, and like this is something that I've fucked up time and time again. Is when you're trying to bluff catch, you have to find available bluffs
yeah.
or like potential value that's worse. Right, so now we have to look at the logical inconsistency of bet half pot with the 7, check the turn on a 3, and then an 8 comes, and it's like, okay, now I'm going to bet again. It doesn't really make much sense, you know? And then when you think about the bluffs, like what bluff exists? Like
Yeah.
ace 4?
Bluffs don't take that.
Right.
It's not
Bluffs don't. I mean, I would be surprised if she has many bluffs. at
right.
all.
So if she
she
doesn't
doesn't.
have bluffs and you don't beat value, we don't win.
yeah.
She just has quads every time.
It's not quads every
Can
time.
you,
Yeah, I know. It's
this
7's
is
full,
important
5's
information,
full.
though.
It's 7's full, 5's full, quads,
10s, jacks,
10s,
queens.
jacks, queens.
Can
yeah.
you show us the way she grabbed her chips on the turn?
She went like this.
Oh yeah, see the
Oh,
stroke.
No.
The stroke
I
is
think
strong.
she did. She went like she like
Oh, but
the
she
typical
grabbed a
like I'm gonna
handful?
grab my chips and then check.
So it wasn't a
you
full
don't
stroke.
bet
It was
kind
a
of thing,
touch.
which made me want to bet more. But
That's why I would bet, because it made me
Yeah.
want to bet more too.
yeah,
Yeah, it made me want to bet
it's
too.
defensive
If
grabbing.
you really want to
not-
get me, this is the way to get me.
I would check the river
Noted.
though. I would check the river after getting check called. I don't think I win with it. Like I don't think that like a
Like, if
7
she
calls
checks
enough.
the
You
river.
mean you'd fold the river.
If she check,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, if she
or
checked.
like if it goes check, we bet turn. She calls. I river the
Oh,
pair.
uh-huh.
I would check.
Yeah,
oh yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
no
Me
shit.
Too. Me too.
Well, I mean, you
What
can
is that,
still
a value bet?
you can still beat a 7.
No, you're just happy to
Relax,
fucking make a pair
bro.
and check it down.
You could be 50
Yeah.
versus
so
7.
happy to
I'm
No,
like
happy
you
to have a
can't.
pair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you just check.
You definitely cannot value bet the river.
A7 hoot.
I would just be happy that it didn't come a blank and get checked to me, and then I just rocket it off.
Oh, I'd be so thrilled.
Because I would just get snapped.
Yeah, I would be thrilled to like get stacked there,
I'm
honestly.
like, please don't be a blank, because I will jam.
But that's good. Jam is good. But you played good poker.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it doesn't feel that way.
So you want him to jam on a brick, but not on an 8.
Yeah. Because if we're targeting the overfold.
What are we gonna check back 9 high?
No, not in this country.
Not in this economy.
That 8 may as well be 9 high.
No, you
Um,
could win.
That's fair.
You could pray.
Pray.
Pray for bro.
You can definitely pray for bro. All right, let's get into let's get into more important subjects,
Go
aka football. Football. Okay, Conrad, it's time.
Jesus, man.
It's time.
It's like serious autism.
fucking go! We are back for another week of Weekend Warriors. And you know, my team's got some picks. Burke, start them off. What do you like?
All right. We had to come in a little bit early this week because the Steelers are the Thursday night game, and I wasn't going to miss my opportunity.
Nice outfit.
Thank you. A little
Wardrobe,
throwback,
maybe?
Yeah, a little throwback to the bus
Outfit.
back in the glory days. This is Super Bowl attire right here,
Dude,
baby.
you remember that? Sorry, I don't mean to roll all over your pick, but remember back in the day when it would just the Steelers have a lead and it would be the fourth quarter and they would run the ball every single time and literally have like 12 minutes of that fourth quarter would just be there.
Do you actually remember that being enjoyable?
Yes. Yes. It was so great. It was like, oh, it's a fourth quarter. Yes. We won the game.
Nothing has
The game
changed
is over.
as a Steeler fan. Nothing has changed for me in like 25 years. We are a heart attack team that always takes it down to the fucking wire.
That
It's
must
a
be why
one-score
you like
team.
The Steelers.
Yeah, they put my
Not
anxiety.
just because you're from there, but because it's a heart attack team.
They're peak chaos. And like, yeah, Brian's right. They are
He would
just
hand it to the bus every time. He would get 100 yards in the fourth quarter because they just give it to him
and then sometimes
every
it'd
time.
fumble, and fucking Roethlisberger would have to make a shoestring tackle at midfield, and then would have to hold off Peyton Manning from kicking a game-winning field goal. Like
This is pre-Roethlisberger.
we weren't
The
winning
best
then,
is
bro.
whenever he's watching it, he'll be with Gatsby and he's like, "Let's go!" And then Gatsby goes, "Woo woo!" Like he always copies his yelling.
Gatsby loves to cheer along. It's
Does
great.
he still do that
You gotta
nowadays?
get him.
With
Yeah, he does.
Now there's just
He just has a
more
really
pain.
long wheeze
Yeah.
beforehand.
So you
does have a
sniped
long
Conrad, didn't
Well,
you?
I didn't snipe him. He still could have taken the. Matter of fact, I think
Najee higher.
the lower on Najee rushing yards is probably a good pick.
Oh yeah. Oh, you took.
I have a question on your strat,
TDs.
though.
Go on.
So, like,
Just know I'm fucking 6-2.
the whole thing with this leaderboard is to just try and win your bet.
Correct.
But
yeah.
you are picking the spicy pepper bets.
Well, the spicy
that are
pepper
less
bet pays a
likely to
little bit
happen.
more.
But that doesn't reflect on the leaderboard.
Well, it doesn't reflect on our leaderboard, but it reflects on my bet that I'm putting into underdog
are you
fantasy.
actually betting?
I mean, if I weren't in Nevada, yeah, I'd
So
be
you're
firing.
not betting. So
Well,
it's just for the
I can't
leaderboard.
bet. There's a difference.
It's the
If I
hot
could
pick.
bet, I would pick the hot pick because it pays 1.25x, which means I get a multiplier now on my higher lower pick'em.
Right, but you want to win the leaderboard and you're picking the
No, I wanna
harder
win
bets.
money.
He's
I wanna
just
win
trying to
You're
be-
money.
not going to win money because you're not betting.
Have you seen my record?
Wait a minute. We can do this though. We could use proverbial units where every bet is worth like $100, right?
'Cause
So
if
now
it
if you
was-
win, it's
Yeah, we
125.
could.
Right, if it reflected that way, then the strat would be to pick the spicy peppers. But if the strat is just win or
Melissa,
lose,
the
then the spicy
strat-
pepper is not good.
The strat is to fucking promote underdog.
Well, we're just talking about our leaderboard strat here.
Thank you.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I like the spicy pepper strat.
Obviously,
I didn't want to say
if I
it,
could
Bert,
bet it,
but-
I would bet it, but I can't because I'm in Nevada and I'd like
I'm
to
just
not
saying,
shine attention
I'm trying
to that.
to win the leaderboard.
All right, win the leaderboard. I'm fucking 5-2, picking the spicy pepper pick.
He's giving us
Spicy
EV.
pepper man.
I'm
Spicy
just trying to
pepper
give
man.
away the extra dollars.
pepper
And
man.
if you guys want to eat caliente this evening, Najee Harris higher than 0.5 touchdowns.
higher, baby. One day
He's
he's
the
gonna.
fucking lock of the century. You heard it here first.
Melissa, what are you working with?
What did we hear
I got-
second?
Jalen Hurts. Love Hurts.
It does hurt. This segment hurts.
Plus, what is it? 0.5 Russian rec TDs.
Russian wreck.
Russian rec.
So you're just hoping
Recreational touchdowns.
for a tush push.
Yes.
One tush push.
One brotherly
Which-
shove in. the
I
end
looked
zone.
it up, and apparently he averages 0.6, so it
He's-
seems pretty good.
He's had a lot of touchdowns.
You know who's going to help him get that rushing touchdown?
Jason Kelsey.
Jason Kelsey. There he is.
Kelsey, baby.
What's poppin', Lamana? What
But
you working
respect
with?
to his wife. I this is not I wouldn't encroach.
Oh, you watched the podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she
Yeah.
gets
He's the
upset
most-
that he's the most bought.
He's the
female
most
jersey.
purchased football shirt by women in
Yes.
the NFL.
It's just because he's like safe
Very
daddy.
dad. Yeah.
Safe Daddy
What,
Kelsey.
what you
Feel
working with,
safe
Lamana?
with him.
Listen, I was unaware that you could do this because I just hadn't seen it. But if you like, really, really good defenses, and the Steelers have one, You can go ahead and pick TJ
Oh
Watt
shit!
over. I mean higher.
The confidence was so good.
Two solo tackles.
Wow,
He's gonna
I
have
love
two
that.
solo sacks.
That's what I was
I
thinking.
thought that was 2 solo sacks at first.
It's funny
but then you
because
pointed that out.
I literally thought that. I was like, okay, if I'm picking higher than two tackles, I was like, well, he's gonna just get 2 sacks. And then that
Minka's
way-
out, the leading tackler for the team.
Yeah.
TJ's on a tear.
Yeah.
Rookie quarterback in there. I mean, it's going to be hell on earth for these Tennessee Titans tonight.
Burke, you and I have both. Those are 2 locks. I mean, they're just locked
Of
in.
the century.
And one
Of
of
the
them is
century.
spicy pepper.
That's
Century
right.
3.
Caliente lock of
Yeah.
the century.
Right, this is a
No
spicy.
bias at all.
Right, this isn't a lock. This is a spicy
the
lock.
lock
That's
of,
right.
of Century 3 Chevrolet.
Yeah,
Live and
sing the
intro
song.
from
Sing the song.
Pittsburgh.
Cam is back tonight. Hayward is back in the lineup to be a run stopper. Make sure Derrick Henry doesn't rush for 220.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
We'll see. What are you working with, Landon?
Okay, I'm 1-1 on my higher lower rushing people. So Mostert didn't pull through. Should have went Waddle higher, but this time I'm going Tyreek higher. 91.5 receiving yards. They're playing in Germany.
Wow.
Frankfurt.
Interesting.
Tyreek
What's the air like up there?
is cooking.
No. The man said the Chiefs go and get this work. So that's at least 91 yards,
Why
right?
are they playing in Germany?
They're just trying to do more stuff outside the U.S.
After this year, there's going to be basically an NFL Europe, like games all
I
over
wouldn't-
Europe.
Great.
I wouldn't go
Euros
that
are coming
far,
into
but-
football. Freaking
They've been
hell.
talking
There
about.
won't be any European players.
Well, they've been talking about
no.
London team
Like-
for a while. If they think that if it's going to be a team, it might be the Jaguars.
London
That's
Well,
FC.
that would be a
they're-
while away.
They're trying to do 2 teams in London. I don't know. Because what they
London
want
FC.
is anybody who travels there plays back-to-back weeks there, so that it's not a ton. I don't
a lot
know.
of travel.
I don't know if it's going to be expansion or if it's going to be teams move there. But what they did say, and why I assume they're playing in Germany, is that whenever they play in London, it's like 80% Germans that just
Really?
come and go ape shit over NFL.
The Svens.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
You know, the Germans
Is there a
love
Hawaii
the NFL.
team?
No.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
why
a
not
college
expand
team.
into all the states before we go?
Well, the
Okay.
market in Hawaii not big.
It's not
Yeah.
cooking.
Not
also
a
Could
very.
be cool.
The only person that ever came out of Hawaii like football is Tua.
Hawaii's
Tua
actually
and his
further.
brother.
Hawaii's
It's
farther
honestly-
Where
away
do you
too.
think
Hawaii.
Polamalu's from?
We have
Troy
a
as well.
blanket of the man.
Troy as well.
What about Fu Malafala?
Yeah. What
Try
about
that.
Fuamalafa?
Wait, was
You don't know about Fu Malafala?
Nah.
He's one bad
Exactly.
Malafala.
Guapo,
Yes, sir.
please help me. Move
All right,
move
we
us
got
on.
UFC.
Oh, UFC is back.
Hold on a second.
Bro's dying?
Matt is
Grandpa's
having a heart
dying.
attack right now.
Watch your blood pressure, man.
This is his own joke.
Chris
that made
Fu
him
Malafala, man. You guys don't even fucking know.
Wait, so you just-
Guapo's trying to tell us what his pick
Wide
is.
wide, baby.
The last great fullback.
I think he's
That's
having
right.
a stroke.
Yes.
We've had
Stroking
a
out
lot
on
of
air.
wide
Will you
players.
let me know when these rude motherfuckers are gonna let me talk?
Cacophony.
right about now.
All right. UFC's back. I am going to. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take the over.
The
on
higher.
Mr.
Higher.
Can you take
It's
me?
actually the
high?
over.
Oh, it's actually the
No,
over.
it's not.
I'm going to take Mr. My balls are hot.
My balls.
Is he still in the UFC? Oh, okay.
He's definitely
It's
still
a higher. It's
It
a
is
higher.
So I needed to go more than 4
Doubling down.
minutes. Both of these guys, the last 10 fights are averaging 4.3 minutes. So I'm hoping math is on my side here. But this should be really interesting.
This is a
guy-
3-round fight.
This guy is a minus 500 favorite, so they're expecting him to just kick the shit out of Mr. Lewis. So Derek Lewis, I need you to last 4 minutes, buddy.
How many
Keep them
rounds is
balls
this?
hot, baby.
What's that?
How many rounds is this fight?
3 rounds, 15 minutes.
3 5-minute rounds. So you're hoping that they get out of the first?
I need them to get out of first.
Okay,
Yeah.
fascinating.
Wait, you switched it.
I
You told me
did.
pre-pod you were going lower.
Yeah, no, I switched it up. I'm
Oh
going.
no, this man is confused.
Higher.
I'm going with.
What?
Higher.
Higher.
I said lower.
said
I know.
lower.
I know. I understand what you said.
But he went higher.
I'm
You
just
went
saying. He
higher.
told me earlier he was going lower.
He
He's
lied.
all confused
I had
right
to
now.
switch. I had to switch it up.
This is like his third switch. He said he switched before the pod too.
It's a good line.
Well,
These guys know what they're doing.
He just didn't want to
what
take
do you-
any kickers.
What do you
I
got,
understand.
Conrad?
You know, feelings and slaps will not be hedged around here. No. And that is why we are going all in on the Titans tonight. Will Levis, let's go higher than 207.5 yards.
You could have taken the Caliente
Yeah, you should have
pick.
taken the spicy
You could have
pepper.
taken the spicy pepper.
How do you not bet on the Steelers
He's not
defense
spicy.
to have 2 interceptions?
Yeah.
They're second in the NFL
Yeah.
in plus-minus turnovers.
Yeah, guess what?
You get 2x too.
Guess
That's
what?
pretty good.
What?
I'm betting. There's no hedging here.
This
I'm
isn't
not betting
hedging.
on the Steelers.
A spicy pepper, definitely not a hedge. Spicy pepper is unlikely.
Yeah, it's the exact opposite of a hedge. We're trying to make actual dollars
Spicy,
here.
No.
spicy peppers are polar.
Well,
bets.
anyway. I'll let
Spicy
you know.
pepper.
All right, Lamana, we need to call up our bookie.
Who's that?
The Caesars.
The Caesars Palace. No, we need we need to
Palace.
rally the troops back in Pittsburgh. Have them get on the app, and we need to all pull together and get our own pick 'em in.
I think so.
It's gonna be the Caliente pick.
Spicy
so many
pepper.
spicy peppers.
Not Najee higher than 0.5 touchdowns. It's gonna be the Caliente pick of Levitt's higher than 1.5
You disrespect his
interceptions.
name like that again. You know he hears this shit, right?
I don't give a shit.
That's why he's gonna throw for 5 in your ass
And
tonight.
then it's gonna be the TJ Watt.
TJ Watt.
Higher than 2 tackles.
Yeah.
I mean, we're fucking lock of the century,
Right.
baby.
My God.
Let's get it in.
Get all new equipment in this place.
That's right.
We have great equipment. All we need is another light.
That's right.
Oh man.
That's right. This is gonna be like 2,000 to pay
Real
7,000.
fucking bridge behind me. Golden bridge.
Grandpa chill.
Grandpas are going wild.
Listen, this is a big fucking game for Berkey and Conrad. I mean, Steelers sitting at 4-3.
But they're
right?
not gonna go to the Super Bowl, so why is anyone even still playing?
Because they need to play it out so I can slap the shit out of Berkey.
There's dignity on the line here.
First of all,
Do you think they're gonna go to the Super Bowl?
a lot of fucking things happen between now and week 18.
The Rangers won the World Series.
That's right. The Rangers won
I
the
mean,
World Series.
the
The
Rangers.
Diamondbacks got there
Hey,
with
that doesn't
84
mean the
wins.
Steelers are gonna go to the
This
Super
week
Bowl,
is a
though.
big pivot week for us. If you
Us
win,
is you.
as me and Burke, if he wins, I'm gonna get the shit slapped out of me. If the Titans win this week, oh my God, do you start me up?
If the Steelers win, I become a big favorite. If the Steelers lose, I become less of a big favorite.
I don't think you're.
Negative.
I think it's.
Is-
I think
is-
it's
Their
pretty
remaining
close.
schedule is not.
Listen,
not
Conrad
tough.
has. Listen, the Steelers. They started off pretty good, and Conrad has bit his tongue because
You're such a fucking yinzer.
I'm just saying he has. Listen, he's right. If the Steelers lose, you're not going to hear the end of it until the end of it. So he's gonna talk shit all the way into the last game when you need the last game for that last win, and then we're gonna beat the fucking Ravens, and
It's not gonna come
Conrad's
down.
gonna-
I'm happy that
not
you
gonna come
guys
down
already
to it.
beat the Ravens.
You're saying if
because-
we lose tonight, it's not gonna come down to the last game. Love your confidence.
Wait, is this in Pittsburgh or no?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
With their little yellow towels.
Napkins.
Fucking the Titans way back when. Don't think anybody forgot. Way back when they disrespected the towel.
They did.
There's 3 teams that have now disrespected the towel.
Yeah, the Jaguars beat them though.
The Bengals, DJ Hushmanzada.
TJ
No,
Hushmanzada.
Not Hushmanzada. It was not him.
Ochocinco?
Wait,
It was the one they made the commercial about.
Von Bursa?
No.
Vontae's perfect. You
Maybe
say?
it was. Maybe
It was Hughes Mazada.
Yeah, might have been
Hughes
It was. He
Mazada,
played
yeah.
for the Bengals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wide receiver.
All right, well, anyway.
Okay. He came in. He wiped his cleats with a towel in 2006 playoffs.
That is a base.
Or sorry. What year did they beat
That
the
is
Cardinals?
pretty base.
2009.
That's a statement
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, they fucked them up. Went on to win the Super Bowl that year.
I just think it's funny how Conrad keeps saying you're emotionally betting, but he only spite bets you.
Yeah. No.
So you're both emotional.
No. Yeah.
What do you mean? I
and
never said I was his only emotional
You can look
betting.
at the
You
scoreboard,
said he's
Melissa.
emotional betting.
I've obviously spite betted the whole time. I never said anything about him emotionally betting.
You did. Rewind the pod.
We
Rewind
can.
it. I don't-
We can also
I
look
never
at the
said
scoreboard
anything.
and see how that's working out for you.
Scoreboard.
Whatever.
Oh yeah, whatever.
You just get your ass slapped in a couple of weeks. Don't worry about it.
Conrad is 2-6, bro.
I just bet against Naze every week, and he's even getting lucky, you know?
Can I make
Real
a
lucky.
suggestion?
Sure.
I'm I'm a little worried about this slap, so I don't think this is something we should be doing in real time.
No, we're doing it in real time.
Because if somebody gets knocked out,
Somebody's getting knocked out.
which is very possible, it's going to
And
be
that's
incredibly
great for
awkward.
the
to
show.
That is true.
Is it going to be
Really?
awkward or is it going to be really,
It's not
really
gonna be
good?
awkward. We'll just
No.
drag
Really,
him off
really
to the
good
side.
content.
Somebody's
Wake
gonna
up. It's not like he's
I
dead.
highly suggest we pre-record this.
Nope.
He's just
Live
afraid
on
that
air.
he's just afraid that I'll be the one getting slapped, and the
We're
show will
going-
be left to be ran by you hooligans.
We're going live on air, and the hooligans taking over.
Just to preface this, Conrad at one point wanted the person getting slapped on their knees.
That was strange.
I'm still with it.
I'm too tall for him.
I'm gonna get behind. I'm still with it.
He's gonna look like Kevin Hart trying to slap fucking NBA player.
You're like an inch
Jumping.
shorter than me. Yak.
An inch shorter than you?
Inch taller than me.
Are you an idiot?
How tall are you? 6 foot?
6
Yeah.
foot.
Okay.
You're 5'8".
Oh, I'm like 5'10".
Okay, sure you are.
That's almost an
Yeah,
inch.
1 inch.
Whatever
inches,
Timber
whatever.
says, buddy. All right.
Oh my- one day we just have to. You have to get measured on the podcast. We have to see if you're 6 foot or not.
Okay. I don't care. It's not like as if I've been making up this
He is 6 foot, I
magical
think.
fantasy.
Yeah, I think he's 6
I'm gonna change my Tinder profile to 6'1" at your advice.
Yeah, you should, because
Yeah.
anytime I see 6 foot, I know they're 5'10".
That's boy math. It's true.
It
Boy
is,
math is
yeah.
6 foot is 5'10",
Yeah.
and 6'2" is 6 foot.
Yeah, there's this small pool
Even
of us who are
6'1",
just.
I'm like, they're probably 6 foot.
The thing is about being 6 foot, you have no reason to want to move off of it because it's such a milestone number that you're happy
the
that you're
reason
it.
is that you don't want to be lumped in with the guy, because a
Well, I
guy who's
realize that
5'10"
now.
is never going to be like 6'1". He's
Easy.
not going to put 6'1". He's going to put 6 foot,
it's very ironic because
which is fine.
growing up in
5'10" is
sports,
fine, but you can't put 5'10".
obviously they lie about height and weight all the time on programs,
So much.
and it's only the people that are above or below that marker. So the people who are below it get moved up to 6 foot. The people who are above it always get an inch added, so they look even like if you're 6'2" as a first baseman, you're actually 6'4" in the program. That kind of thing. The guys who are 6 foot,
This is how it works on dating apps.
they all just get listed as 6 foot because like it's just a respectable number. Like being 6'1" or 5'11" doesn't really make any difference. It's like you're just there.
Yeah, there's actually these new shoes where you can actually height increase yourself by 2.5
yeah,
inches and
they're
stuff.
saying DeSantis wears these.
Definitely does.
That seems like a lot. It seems like it would be noticeable.
You could be.
It is.
It just depends on the shoe.
Looks
Yeah.
like they're wearing wedges.
Yeah.
I just think it's fine. Own your shit.
Yeah.
Doesn't
own your
matter if you
shit.
have BDE.
That's right. Maybe that's 6 foot. All right, let's get to a quick "Am I the asshole?" Since we
Painful.
since we teased it out with the fantasy football banging of the wife. All right, let's go with "Am I the asshole for betting on the Special Olympics?" This seems like one that's.
Yeah, probably. You don't even have to read that one. That's probably, yeah.
I mean, he does a great job of prefacing it. He says, "I get it, bad title, but hear me out."
Okay. Let's hear him out.
You got to hear him out.
My company provided employees with the opportunity to volunteer at the State Special Olympics this past summer. Not a great start.
No.
I've done it before, and I find it very rewarding and inspiring to see all the competitors. A group of coworkers and I were assigned to the 60-meter dash, which was held at a university track facility. Okay, I see where this is going. He has inside info. Another coworker and I, who are friends, were assigned to the direct competitors off of the track to make way for the next heat after each age and ability group heat was completed. Again, it was great to see everyone competing, but our assigned volunteer job for the day was monotonous as we stood at the end of the track for 5 to 10 minutes waiting for the next heat to start and finish shortly thereafter. When done, we would offer congratulations and direct the competitors to the water station and off of the track. This lasted for 6 hours with 7 to 10 heats per hour. We definitely had some downtime. My coworker and I often discussed our online sports bets, so it's a shared interest. To pass time, we decided to each pick who we thought would win the upcoming race before it started. If one of our chosen competitors won, the person with the correct choice was rewarded $5. If the winner was another competitor, there were 6 to 8 per heat. Neither of us won. We kept the running tally throughout the day, and at the end, he owed me the monstrous sum of $15. Back at work the next day, he brought me the $15. One of our other coworkers saw the exchange and asked what it was for. I told the other coworker what occurred, and they called us both assholes for betting on the Special Olympics. I might be the asshole for betting on differently abled people, but at the same time, I treated them just how I would treat any other person or competitor, regardless of ability.
Yep.
Also, we treated the competitors as equal and with friendly nature throughout the day during the interactions. Am I the asshole?
No, absolutely not.
No, you know who is the asshole? The guy who's like, you can't bet on it. That's you're mean.
Yeah.
That's that guy needs to go and relax.
Well,
As I was
mean
listening
about
to it, I was just thinking, it was just like, well, it's they're athletes that are competing, so you're just betting on athletes competing. So what is the problem?
I think it would be worse to
Yeah.
be like, oh, they're special, so we
Right,
can't bet on them.
Yeah,
like, that's
yeah.
just like
It's
patronizing.
diminishing their
Also,
actually.
it's not like they're advertising. It's just a bet between
You're
friends.
diminishing their athletic abilities.
What's a bet on the Special Olympics between friends?
Right.
True.
You know,
I'm
I would do it.
These are pretty base takes from you guys.
definitely not the asshole.
Yeah, this
Definitely not
reminds me
the
of this reminds me of when we film Poker Out Loud. Cook Street always drafts the players, and they don't tell us who each of them are betting on. But like, you know, at the end of hands, you'll hear like a sigh, yes, out of like
great.
Nate or Justin.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, I got picked there. All right. I got you, man. I got you. All right, so this didn't go the direction I thought it was going to. I thought he was going to have like insider info, and whenever they made it past the qualifying round, he was going to be like, all right, I got this horse.
It's like the Ringer situation.
Yeah.
The movie The Ringer.
Yeah, right. I do concur. Not the asshole. He was also voted not the asshole in Reddit.
Bro,
So
you're like helping in the Special Olympics. You're just like default probably not much of an asshole.
Right.
yeah, that's reasonable. Okay, let's finish on this one because I find the verdict to be interesting. Am I the asshole? My sister owes me $260, but I just won $20K sports betting. Am I the asshole asking for the $260? I lent my sister $260 to help start her cleaning business 2 months ago. I have asked her a number of times to have paid the debt back, and she keeps saying she doesn't have it. I've been very short on cash lately, and I need the money. Bad follow-up. Fast forward to week 1 of the NFL season. I placed a $25 free bet on a 10-team
Is this
parlay
Conrad?
that I thought would never hit. But it did!
Think.
Now me and my wife are 20K richer. We have 50K in debt across credit cards. Jesus Christ.
That's wild.
And a majority in student loans, and planned on using the money to pay off most of it. Well, I don't think you can do math very well if you think that's most of it, but okay. And then save some for buying a house. Man, this guy. You need a fucking money manager,
so
buddy.
that means it's like they have like what 200K in debt probably.
Sounds like
So
it.
they're
Wait,
gonna
they
pay
say
off
the
10% of it.
50K is to the total debt, right? The majority of it is
Okay,
student
okay.
loans.
Oh, okay.
Which is
So it's
which is actually
50K
kind of low.
Plus
Yes, yes,
student.
yes.
I thought
Okay,
it was
yeah.
50K plus student loans.
I also thought it was 50K plus. Okay. So all the money will be used. We've rented far too long. We told our immediate family about my extremely lucky win. My sister asked for some of the money, and I responded with no, and that she still owes me money, and she hasn't talked to me since. Am I the asshole?
No.
No. Oh, these people just need to like stop worrying. Like you're not an asshole.
I have a slightly different take.
Yeah, me too.
As somebody who has grown up very impoverished and needing handouts here and there, it sounds like both he and his sister come from pretty much nothing. He lent her $260, obviously for goodwill, trying to help her get on her feet. What seems to be unspoken here, though, is that she's failing and doesn't have any returns from this cleaning business. I think applying like additional pressure for these small sums of money, especially when you came into 100x that amount recently.
Right.
Do you think he should give her more money?
No, I don't
Hell
think
no.
that is what makes him the asshole. I think him pressuring her for
Okay.
$260
Yeah, that's
bucks.
fair.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be like, oh, you know what, wipe the debt clean. You don't know, you
Right.
don't owe me that at all. But you just came
Well,
into
grace.
all this money. Yeah, you can say, hey, listen, I know you owe me this, but I just came into some of this money, and you know you can get me it when you can, or pay it down very slowly.
That's not what he did.
No.
No.
Oh, I see.
He's
No,
still asking for the money
he wants it like right now.
and is
'Cause he's
refusing
saying,
to give
well,
her any
the
more.
part where he's like, we're short on money, but also I hit a 20K parlay.
Yeah. I mean, I
part
guess
is
it was
me.
a free bet, but he didn't
Right.
earn that free bet for nothing. Like,
Yeah.
clearly the guy's been degenning a little bit. You know, this
Yeah.
isn't his first wager.
Right.
It could be.
Okay.
That
There's
could
a little
be.
nuance
We'll
there.
give him the benefit of the
He
doubt.
made a spicy pepper bet.
A new
Yeah.
a new member wager, you know?
A new member- I
new member
understand.
bonus,
Right,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
A little $25.
I would tend to lean on the side of if loaning money is so, like, if the money that you're loaning is so important to you that you'll feel immediate anxiety if it's not
Yeah.
paid back right away.
That's your bad.
Like, yeah, just don't lump.
That's good advice, Burke. I think it is.
Especially for small numbers like this. Like these are numbers that you should be able to just like casually write off if you're willing to lend it.
That's true.
But you're also under the assumption that these are small numbers for him and his sister, right?
No. I mean, just like fundamentally, this is a small number.
Like 500.
You just can't do anything with $260 in this
Think of
world.
how many 10-team parlays he could hit with that.
That's a very fair point.
Very true.
That might be a $250,000 in equity.
Yeah, it's basically like
Very true.
$250,000.
Right.
I
That's true.
actually have am I the asshole from this morning in the barbershop?
Oh, okay. Go on.
All right, so I'm in the barbershop getting a cut or whatnot, and this guy walks in. Black dude, braids, tattoo on his face of a cross.
Oh, not a teardrop though.
Not
That's
a teardrop,
That's
it was
important.
a cross. Yeah, you know, it wasn't a body.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. And he walks in, and he just stops, and he's like, "Who's got me?" To a room of like 7 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this Urkel dude, Urkel looking like dude that's cutting his hair in there, he's like, and he's like, "Come over here, I got you," like real excited for money. And the dude's like, "Listen, man, I know you're real excited for money or whatever. I know you want to get, but are you gonna do me right? If you're not gonna do me right, we're gonna have real issues." So he just starts snapping on him, and basically it comes down to, is like, "You're not touching my hair because you're just way too excited for this. And I'm going to have to fuck you up if you fuck me up.
This
So I'm
sounds
going to
like-
go to this guy over here."
That sounds like me dating.
Well, you're too
You are
excited.
way too excited about this. I'm gonna go over to the guy who doesn't really care.
He's like, "I'm going to go over here to this guy."
So you're asking, is he the asshole for turning down service from a man very excited to cut his hair?
Yes.
I would say no. I think that's his right as a consumer.
Yeah.
Now, him saying, "If you fuck up my hair, I'm going to
Right,
fuck you
this-
up."
It's the talking part. He could have just said no, thank you.
Yeah,
I mean-
it could have been handled a little bit more courteously.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you, it's funny to me because the first time I walked in that barbershop, I got Urkel as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, I was like,
How was
"Listen, man,
Urkel?
are you going to fuck me up?"
This poor guy.
I know.
Just because he looks like Urkel,
Well,
you guys think he's bad at cutting hair?
no,
He's probably
good at
really
cutting
good.
I actually ask everybody just because I
This guy's probably a boss.
hate hair. He actually did very well.
Of course he
I-
did. He looks like fucking Urkel.
Yeah,
you
he's
think this guy's
studying.
meticulous?
Melissa and I have the reads here.
Yeah.
This
He's
motherfucker
studying.
doesn't let a hair get out of place.
He's running barber sims.
That's right.
Listen,
Yeah.
I ask all barbers, "Are you going to fuck my shit up?" Because, you
It's
know,
not like they're gonna say yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
At least you don't
really
follow it
fuck
up
it
with,
up.
"I'm gonna fuck your shit up if you fuck my shit."
No. I'm just like,
That would
"Hey,
make
man."
me. If I was the barber, I'd be nervous.
It's asked in the form of a question, but it's definitely the implication of "don't fuck my shit up."
It's definitely an if-then statement.
Please don't. I don't get haircuts for this reason. I'm scared to get in the chair with you have the blade and you fuck my shit up. Now I look like this for 2 weeks.
It's weird. You're such an interesting avatar to me because when you when you first moved here, you had the not a high fade, but like you had the like low fade trimmed up, and I was like, "Man, Conrad looks like an athlete." Like I bet he look. Now it's like you got this like designer hair.
He's El
and it's
Loco.
like this is a totally different look, and I like them both equally.
So
is the
it's-
thing.
that was just the middle, the beginning and the end, or
He was
now.
growing it out.
I've always had hair. Like I've always
When
had.
I first met you, you didn't have hair.
That was like the middle of my life where I didn't have hair.
Okay.
It was like 25 to 32. I didn't.
Sure. I find it interesting because I like both looks, but I also realize the painstaking effort gone into this look kind of eliminates the other look altogether. Because how could you ever go back?
Oh, I mean,
It's
that is
years
true.
of
I'd like to see it
dedication.
straightened one day. It's probably very long.
That's so funny that Jimmy Butler did that for picture day.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually have it. I have a picture of it straightened.
It probably is super long. Somebody asked actually an important question though. Why didn't you speak up for Urkel and
Yeah.
say he didn't fuck me up. He did me good.
Hell no, I ain't co-signing for that. Must be out your motherfucking
Because if Urkel fucks him up, he's gonna fuck him up.
Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
getting shot today. No. Fuck out of here.
If he's dying, it's on his own terms.
Yeah, I ain't got no time to co-sign. No, I'm out this
Poor
motherfucker. I'll see you guys
Pray for
later.
Urkel, bro.
No.
We should hire
Yeah.
Urkel to come
What?
in here and give everyone haircuts.
Oh,
should.
man,
Let's
give
that's
him some
incredible.
business.
Did a
Have him
great,
do
did a great
haircuts and
job
have-
on me. And I was like, yo.
Have him do haircuts on the pod.
It's funny because I did think about it. I was like, I mean, he did good on my. No, I ain't saying shit.
Honestly, I kind of like the idea of like Conrad doing the intro of like what is poppin', like Urkel's just behind him, just very special episode for you today.
We just continue as normal, but Urkel's just giving haircuts.
I'm gonna take a picture of it.
Poor Urkel.
Take a picture with him.
No one
Poor
trusts
Urkel, bro.
him.
We trusted him, Melissa. We trusted him. We saw it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. I got a lot of pre-gaming to do. I'm getting fired up for tonight.
It's 1:30
Pre-workout?
and you don't do anything.
Bro, I'm fucking amped. I don't know what you're talking about. I've already watched.
He's gotta go lay in bed for a little. And then
I've already
run out
watched
to
Troy
watch the
Polamalu's
Steelers.
Hall of Fame speech. I've listened to Bill Cowher talk about the dedication to the terrible towel. There's a new Bill Cowher documentary out on MGM Plus, whatever fucking channel that is. I don't know, but I'm gonna go watch it. I'm getting prepped, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Everybody flex. Yeah.
That's going to do it for us today. Don't forget that we have all new dates announced for 2024 academies. You can find that at academy.s4y.io.
They are not 35,000.
They
I
are
correct.
We try to pull a fast one.
Unless
We're running an early bird special, so if you sign up prior to December 15th, you do save $500, so be sure to take advantage of that if you're considering coming. We are also going to be launching new merch. It's going to be a limited edition run that's going to be kind of promoted during Black Friday, I guess. We're working on the specifics, let's say, for now. We haven't settled on one yet, but it's going to be good. It's going to be a little bit of an inside joke here with the Only Friends pod. Also, don't forget that Brocus has a new course out, Combating Cold Callers. That came out yesterday. You can check that out at s4y.io.
models.
As I mentioned, the next 2 months are 60% off, so $19.99 instead of $49.99. Also, let us know in the comments below. Who do you think was the asshole? Do you think it's okay to bet on the Special
Go
Olympics?
Bet on underdogs.
That's right.
Pay us.
Big shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Also,
They
don't
got
forget
spicy
about your higher
peppers.
lowers.
Don't forget about your spicy peppers.
The Caliente bet. That's going to do it for us. We'll see you guys again tomorrow noon to wrap up the week. Hopefully after a big Steelers victory. God, I need this one.
No.
I fucking need
Later,
this.
Scott.
I need this. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
Peace.